Hello, I'm Teri Cardula. Welcome to a special edition of Talking with Teri TV. I love connecting people and getting them excited to follow their dreams and elevate their potential in life, business, and beyond. That's why I hosted a live event called Breaking Beyond, where I brought 4 dynamic speakers together to share their stories, struggles, and inspirations. Here's Linda Clemens. Have a look. All right, so we're going to bring up our first guest, and that is Miss Linda. And so let me just do a quick intro for you. I met her years and years ago, and I heard her speaking in Dallas at an eWomen event, and I just fell in love with this human being. And people always ask you, when you're becoming a speaker, like, who do you aspire to, so I can kind of emulate or just kind of take on their, I would say she is the person for me. I just think she just is a professional. She just brings so much life into her conversation and absolutely hysterical. She is just a go-getter and just amazing. So Linda Clemens is from Indianapolis, Indiana. She is the CEO of the Sisterprenuer. Linda is an award-winning, record-setting sales producer, as well as one of the top sales trainer in the world for resort and timeshare industry. That says something. Her clients have generated over $2 billion in sales. She's a body language expert, trained and certified in analytic interviewing, statement analysis, which is a process of using for deceit, deception. So don't be lying today, okay? She's going to be on you. Her clients and audiences include Southwest Airlines, Coca-Cola, Spanx, the FBI, Nestle, MGM, Major League Baseball, U.S. Customs, and so many more. She's opened and or shared the stage with notables such as President Obama and Oprah Winfrey, to name a few. So can we put our hands together? A big welcome for Linda Clemens.
Some of them look like they haven't moved a while. Okay?
Oh my gosh, I think we need to psychoanalyze this, because I told all the guests to pick their own song, or else I would do it. So they all picked their song. So as we go along today, feel free to psychoanalyze. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, it is absolutely a delight to have you here. And so you just tell us a little bit how you got into this career.
All right, first of all, you all look marvelous. You do. You look good. You look good. Just do me a favor real quick. Just look at the woman that's sitting beside you and say to them, you look marvelous. Tell them they're bold. They're brilliant. And tell them this last thing, you look good this morning. Tell them that. But let them know this, not as good as I do, but I'm glad you tried. Okay, so here's the deal. I've been doing what I've been doing for well over 4 decades. And I know you're probably thinking, oh my God, I thought she's 21. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. And so there's a saying that goes, I was country before country was cool, meaning that I had the opportunity to train with retired FBI, CIA, ATF agents in a boot camp on behavior science and nonverbal communication. I petitioned to get in because my background has been in sales. And I've always wanted to be the best at what I do. The Simone Biles, the Oprah, whatever it is, the best at what I do. So I was always competing with myself. But here's what I found. It's built into all of us. It's part of your limbic system. And when I say your limbic system, it's part of the amygdala, the part of the brain that when you meet someone, the brain goes to the primitive part. Is this person a friend or a foe? I'm getting used to the Colorado air, right? Is it a friend or foe? And should I do business with this person? It's that kind of thing. So what's so important is that I begin to master that. In other words, my motto, I see what you're thinking, I hear the inaudible, and see the invisible. What does it mean? How many times have you had a friend that you call them up on the phone, hey, how you doing? And they go, I'm okay. And you go, what? No, because of the tone. So it's being 100% present and just being good at what I do.
Woo! So this event is all about breaking beyond. What was a time in your life where you felt insecure, and how did you move beyond that?
Well, I'm the oldest of 4 kids. So my mother, my late mom, worked very, very hard to take care of us. And I never forget, she was working 2 jobs. And, we were preparing for school, elementary school. And Mom had our little lunches prepared. And we said, Mom, I'm gone. We're gone, headed off to school. And I didn't hear anything. So I go around through the kitchen to the utility room, and there was my mom standing at the ironing board. And she fell asleep standing up. That's how tired. And I said, one day, and I'm little, if I get the power to make it better, I will do that. So one of the things for me, breaking beyond, is when you move beyond self and become selfless. When you give and you sow, that's how you help others grow. Because I'm being the firstborn, and I think I grew up fearless. What is the acronym for fear? Does anybody know? So everybody says false expectations appearing real. If you're afraid, it's real to you. So it's like face everything and rise. Face everything and roar. Face everything. And that's how I look at it. And so being the oldest, I said one day, Mommy, you won't have to worry. And I was able to make that happen.
I love it.
I'm Jeffrey Bowling, owner and jewelry designer at Jeffrey B. Jewelers, Denver's #1 jewelry design studio. And the reason why we're #1 is because of our 3D custom jewelry design. We can show you what your piece is going to look like way before the end product. And this is going to give you the comfort of knowing you get exactly what you want.
He took me over to the computer and we started drawing up exactly what I wanted. And I told my husband, I'm like, Jeffrey B is the person we're going to use.
And the other reason is that all of our gold and our diamonds are ethically sourced. So when you're ready to make that proposal, when you're ready for that legacy piece, go to jeffreyb.com and make an appointment. Because when it's love, it's Jeffrey B.
So you've worked with a lot of high-profile clients over the years. Like, what were some of the things that you've learned in that experience?
That people are people, okay? Person, Latin, means the mask. So be it pre-pandemic, after pandemic, during pandemic, we as humans, we wear a mask because we're trying to give our best impression for the job interview, when you're dating, whatever that may be. So we're wearing the mask. And what I've learned, for every person that you meet, for every emotion, and behind every emotion, there's a story. There's a story. Why does he act like that? Why does she act like that? There is a story. And that's what I learned, that we have a story and we have a journey. How did you get from here to there? And when you understand that, that is the thing that allows you to build that rapport.
I love it. What advice do you have for individuals looking to enhance their own body language to become more persuasive or more influential in their career? Or a lot of how many entrepreneurs do we have? Look at us, all these entrepreneurs, And how many career folks? And then how many retired folks? And then who else have I missed? She's sitting here like, I don't belong to any of those boxes. So a lot of entrepreneurs that are in the audience. So how do we use, the body language to become more influential?
Well, I'm trying to think. I don't know if it was Shakespeare. It wasn't Shakespeare, but the quote is, to thine own self be true. There's another quote by the late Mary Kay Ash, fake it till you make it. But here's a quote by Linda Clemens, the fake will fade because the real you will begin to surface. When you show up your best authentic self, because when you just show up who you are, we may get the bad side as well. And it takes that 4 to 8 seconds to make that great first impression. So when you show up in your best self, then the brain begins, the subconscious mind says, okay, this is the script that we're gonna run. Because see, whatever you speak out into the universe, your tongue is connected to the speech center of your brain. So if you say, Teri, it's gonna be a bad day, guess what happens? It's gonna be a bad day. If you say, the moment that I go into the office, if he or she says one word to me, guess who meets you at the door? They're there. Okay. If I continue to say that Michael B. Jordan is going to ask me, well, I'm just digressing right there. I'm sorry. I had a moment there. Had a moment. Wakanda forever. Okay. So whatever you think about comes about. And my granny, I'm going to give you one of my granny wisdoms. Granny used to say, baby, when you think it, you begin to talk it. When you think it and you talk it, then it shows up when you walk it. Now, Granny was wise because when you think about it, you become it. So if you want to be successful, write the internal script of your own movie. Woo-woo!
That's powerful. That's powerful. And we talk about that all the time, right? We're talking about what we think about, we bring about. And so how do we shift the script and stand in our power, stand in our own?
Well, look how great actors do it. That's why when you meet them in person, we're so caught up in the characters. Meryl Streep looked like Margaret Thatcher playing Margaret Thatcher. She's so brilliant in what she does, the most nominated actress out there, because she becomes that script. Why can't we write our own script for success? We control that.
That's so juicy. So juicy.
Juicy.
So juicy.
You got to say it like this. Now, how many single women in the room, show of hands? How many married women in the room, show of hands? How many of you are trying to do both? That was a trick question. Look at the hand going right there. For the single and the married women, of course. See, so when you say juicy, everybody, let's practice. Using the tonality, you go juicy.
I kind of feel like that. Instead of foxy, it's like juicy. Juicy.
So when you talk to Steve and you offer him a peach, you got to say, it's juicy. You got to forget the peach. Okay. All right. Sorry.
Staying with body language though, what are some things that because I interviewed you on our podcast too, and it was really interesting, some of the tips and tricks that you have for simple body language. So share some of those.
Okay, one of the things, let's talk about the communication theory. The communication theory was created by Dr. Maharabian well over 50 years ago in an audience, maybe close proxemics, interpersonal skills as to how we communicate. In his theory, in the study still out of UCLA, he said that our words are 7%. Yeah, studies are always challenged. So what if you don't speak the same language? Now you lose the 7%. So if your words are 7%, my question, are the words that are coming out of your mouth, are they powerful or powerless? Poison or potent, passionate or passive, 7%. 38% is tonality. 55% is nonverbal. So one of the things you want to remember, if all three, the words, the tone, and the nonverbal. If all three don't agree, and there's a disconnect in the message between you and me, I love you, I really do. See what I just said? I closed off the power zone, the tone changed. So I said the words, the tone didn't match, but the body language shared the real message. So it doesn't matter what you say, your nonverbal will get in the way. One of my favorite quotes, Teri, that I use quite often is from Emerson, and I'm gonna clementize it, and it goes like this. I cannot hear what you are saying because who you are being is getting in the way. Okay. Cannot hear what you're saying. How many times your mother growing up would tell you to do something, you don't want to do it, or you got to go to a family reunion, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want Uncle Charlie to pinch my cheeks, and your mom would say, act like you're having a good time. Because it's your body language. So being aware of that is very critical, Teri, very critical. Whatever you think about comes about.
Powerful, powerful. So what are some tips and tricks that we can start to play with today that would allow us, for example, when we were talking, I always talk with my hands. I always joke with people that I'm 100% fake Italian. And I'm always like, I'm so excited. And when I was doing this, you're like, that's a great, keeping your hands open.
She was doing it because her palms were exposed.
Yeah.
Okay? So here's the deal. When you are doing presentations, make note of this, be it virtual or in person, you notice my hands. I speak with my hands as well too. When you're doing presentations, move with purpose. Allow the hands to punctuate or accentuate, to utilize to make a point. When you get too excited or anxious, your hands go up. You see? And next thing you know, you're flying all over the place. You see that? Okay? So here's a little note. She's flying high. And she's flying beyond. So when you notice, think about it. When you're explaining something to someone and your hands are going up like this, so does your vocal tone go up. So make a note here. If you want to increase the energy, if you're doing a presentation, raise their hands a little bit above the heart, then you get excited. So for example, watch this. If I tried to be excited with the hands down, look at that, the energy is low. When you raise the hands, the excitement goes up. Those individuals who are clinically depressed, do not raise their hands in the air because it raises the energy. Someone who is depressed, they want to be depressed. So someone could say, come on, Teri, let's have some fun. No, because they want to be. So when the hands go up, so does the energy. You tell a young kid, you're going to go see Mickey. Mommy going to take you to see Mickey. What does it look? Do it. Look. Yay! If I said to you, every one of you, you get a car. You get a car.
Thanks, Linda.
The hands go up. So when you raise the hands, it increases the energy. So be aware. If you are doing presentations and you're trying to motivate the group, it's very critical. But what if the mission and the message is serious? Now you got to regulate your tone. Some of you have high pitch. You're doing a team rally meeting. Come on, team. It's the end of the month. We could do it. We've got to make our numbers. They won't take it serious. Okay, team, it's the end of the month. See the difference. Hear the difference. Okay. I get a little excited.
I'm loving this.
Get a little excited.
I'm loving this. All right, I'm going to ask you a couple questions here, and we're going to ask these same questions to all of our guests. And let's start with yours here. How do you pick yourself up from defeat?
First of all, failure is not final. Failure is feedback of more data to help you go about it the second time right. So if you look at failure as final, Edison would have never made it to the 10,000 try, the attempt. We'd be sitting in the dark. So the way I look at it, it's the universe and life challenging me. So people say to me all the time, you got this real interesting outlook. And I'm gonna tell you why. June the 4th, 1996, 11 o'clock a.m. I just got off the air. I was a morning drive personality. They call me the hostess with the mostest, you know what I'm saying? I was scheduled for outpatient surgery that day. Minor thing, just going in, coming out. I think it was Mother Teresa that said the best way to make God laugh is to make plans. I go in, something happened, that I end up being in a coma for 7 days. My heart stopped for 60 seconds. My radio listeners had prayer vigils. I'm a woman of faith, so my church members and family, they were praying around the clock. I believe that when you are put on this earth for a purpose and a reason and a season, you do not go back or return to the sender until your work is done. And so something bigger and greater said, not yet. And so I'm a miracle here. So every time I wake up, if it's challenges or obstacles, I have them for breakfast. Because what enemy, what challenge can compare to having breakfast with death? So my outlook is different because of where I've been.
Wow. Do you have a saying, quote, or mantra that you use?
I don't know who to attribute to, but I go like this. Every morning I have my staff meeting. I'm looking in the mirror. Girl, can't get sick. Your mission is to go out and add value to someone's life, because the Creator has angels undercover, so you may be tested. So if there's any change of positivity in the world, if the moment that it's given to me, see, the moment that you think about something, if something bugs you, watch this. How many times you see things that are going on in your community? Why won't someone do something? You watch something on television. Why won't someone do something? The reason why, because that someone is you. It was a destined and assigned to you. So I wake up every morning and I say to my Creator, I stand empty, ready for you to fill me up of the assignment that I have today to add value to someone's life. That's how I live.
Yeah, powerful. Powerful. What's one piece of advice that you would like to share with the audience today?
Yesterday is a cancel check. What do you think about that? Yesterday's gone. It's a cancel check. Tomorrow is a promissory note. It's not promise. Some of us don't know. Today is the only cash you have in hand. How are you going to spend your 31,546,000 seconds in a year? How are you going to spend it? And that's the advice. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised to me. I've got to make my mark right now. How are you going to spend it?
Wow. Wow. That is powerful. Okay, final thoughts, final things that you want the audience to know that, or to support them or add value to them.
Thank you so much. See, normally I get invited, of course, to work with CEOs and C-suite on the silent language of leaders, because it's not just what you say, it's how you show up and how you demonstrate. You know, children don't necessarily hear what you say. They will say, Mom and Dad, I saw you do it. It's what you walk that makes a difference. So I used to do a workshop for my C-suite executives who were married to their careers, and married to their careers that they didn't have time to focus on building a relationship or a personal life. So I would do these retreats, and the retreats were called, can I share it?
Yes.
Chocolate After Midnight. And chocolate after midnight are the 21 nonverbal moves that you can do to have the person of your desire totally into you. You don't care about it, but it's okay. Time's running out.
Honey,
See?
honey.
So one of the things I want to give you that's so important, that when you're doing your presentations or when you're with someone, show up with your power zones open. And when I say power zones, the throat area, this little dip here is called the suprasternal notch. The heart area, the belly button, the first connection to another human being when you enter the world was through the umbilical cord. So when you're talking to someone, heart to heart, belly button to belly button, you notice that when you turn, you cut off the connection. So the key is to be 100% present in their presence. There's something special that when you're talking to someone and they feel and believe that what they're saying is important and of value to you, because you never know, that moment can make a difference for someone. So if you could just remember that in a busy world with technology, technology's great. People doing things with the chat GPT. Technology put a man on the moon. But high tech will never, ever replace high touch. And the more high tech we have in the world, the more humans crave high touch. And always remember that.
That's powerful. I love it.
They got
Is she not amazing? Linda, thank you. Thank you. And thank you again for joining me on this special edition of Talking with Teri TV. As always, be bold, be brave, be fearless, be the magic of you. Massive love to all of you. We'll see you on the next show. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell to find out about my upcoming shows. Thank you for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time.